one of the first things to do with in-home rug care, one of the most important parts of anybody's rug is going to be your pad. So a lot of people will have something called pad webbing, where it kind of looks like net underneath. Now that pad is okay for things like a synthetic rug, something that is a low pile that's going to wear more evenly. When it comes to things that are, machine-made wool or handmade wool, we definitely need a thicker pad underneath. They make pads called horsehair pad, which is one side is a rubber type of material, and the other side is more of a felt type of material. These things are fairly thick. They run about a ½ inch in thickness. They can be used reversed on hardwood if they want with the rubber, or you can flip it and use the felt pad on carpet. So they're used in both ways. As far as machine rugs and the felt pads go, kind of up in the air. If it's a cheaper rug that you're okay with wearing unevenly, maybe not as important to you, webbing pad, a thinner pad might be more cost effective. But when it comes to handmade rugs, these investments, these textiles that we put a bunch of money into, time and care into, it is imperative that we have a thick pad, like a horsehair pad underneath. Not only is this going to protect against uneven wear, but there's characteristics of fibers called pooling, in which you have fibers that normally lay straight, and all of a sudden you have half the fibers laying this way, half the fibers laying that way, which causes an uneven contrast and can actually look like pools of water, hence the name. The other thing about in-home rugs is going to be like vacuuming. Many people have beater bar vacuums that are pretty powerful, and those are going to be safe for your machine-made wools, your synthetics, all going to be okay. When it comes to handmade wools, some have shedding on them. Some wools are woven together better than others, and they don't shed as much. The fringe itself is also a weak part of handheld rugs or even machine-made rugs. Sometimes if we're vacuuming and we vacuum the fringe gets caught up in the beater bar and then rips. So it's always important to avoid your fringe as far as vacuuming, whether it's a machine-made wool, handmade rug of any sort, but vacuuming is important. They recommend, depending on foot traffic, anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week. If there is, multiple dogs in the house, multiple people in the house, you might want to do once a week, something like that. Other things that people might think about in-home is spotting, rug spotting. Everybody runs to Google, types in how to get this spot out. That's one of the worst possible things you can do for a high-end rug. Something like that may work on a synthetic rug, but something that you find on YouTube or Google has a high likelihood of ruining a rug that is, from Afghanistan or a Chinese knot or an Indian made wool. Any of those, you run the risk of not only bleeding the colors, of over whitening, destroying the fiber itself. There's a plethora of things you could do to it. We like to provide a neutral spotter with our customers who come and clean with us that can get a lot of stains out. Now, when it comes to colors like red, blue, indigo, purples, anything like that, we always tell our customers to avoid putting any liquid on whatsoever. It's always the safest to give us a call where we could walk you through it, or you send it to a local rug cleaner who is reputable. One thing many people might not know about, and something we might neglect when it comes to our high-end rugs, whether that be wool, silk, cotton, rayon, is rotation. We leave these rugs underneath dining tables, coffee tables, or couches for years at a time most of the time, and we never do a rotation. When I say rotation, what I mean is you might have your rug laying like this on the ground, and it sits here, and sunlight will come through, and it might only hit this half of the rug. So they recommend once a year, maybe even every 6 months, depending on the quality of rug, that you take that rug and you flip it with a 180. So now the opposite side that has had sun on its whole life is no longer getting sun, and the side that has not had sun on its whole life is now getting sun. What this will do is cause an even wear. As we know, sun destroys everything. Not only will it destroy your dyes, but it can actually damage the fiber, causing it to become brittle and break apart very easily. But yeah, so for talking about rugs and the best things to do for rug care and that sort of stuff at like home, number one's gonna be your pad. A lot of people have like webbing pad underneath their rug.
I'm gonna just get her tied up over here.
Oh, because of her?
Yeah.
She could, I don't even notice her. That's the thing about me. I've had dogs for so long that they like crawl on me, and I'm like, yeah, no, it's all good.